This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me, I bet you wish you was me, I know it, I know.
What is poppin', everybody? And welcome back to another special episode of the Only Friends podcast. Well, you know, it's me and my boy Tortua.
What up? What up? What up? What up?
I know I've been gone for a little bit, but that was a different intro than normal.
Yeah,
It's
switch it up. Keep people on their toes, you know?
Yeah, I guess switched up every day.
It's week two. Week two.
I'm starting to forget them, so.
You're starting to, like, you have to balance it, you know?
Well, I just start forgetting it, like what I said the other day, so it's just like, okay, I gotta make up a new one real quick.
We'll have to hold cue cards up for you.
Wow. That's a good one. I like that.
Can we not?
I mean, at this point, it looks like there's a bit that we both frowned upon that stayed.
Well, what I don't want to add to the bit is Conrad reading.
That's fair. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that one.
Levada,
What's up?
let's get this done.
Let's do it.
All right.
Yep. I'm going to Hobby Lobby to get poster boards later today.
Thank you.
Hobby where?
Hobby Lobby.
I was trying to think of arts.
No,
and
I know
crafts,
the name of
Hobby
the,
Lobby.
I know the
Lobby.
name of the store. I was just curious what the fuck you just said.
but Hobby Lobby.
It sounded like you were stroking out.
Oh well, you know it's early, man.
Well, technically it's late.
It is late. We're always late.
I mean, it's okay. There's nothing to
Nobody's
play
playing
today.
anything today. Yeah.
It's
We
true.
are here. It is week 2 of WSOP. How are we feeling?
We have an off day already. What are you talking about? I'm recharged and ready to go.
I mean, there's an 1100 right now down at the win, a 16.
No one cares about these off-property bullshits.
I'm feeling great. The Buccos are on a 5-game winning streak. We just swept the Birds, the Redbirds. Man, I love when we sweep the Cardinals.
I'm gonna be honest. I
They're
need
great.
this day. Like, I'm happy there's this day off already.
You just got here.
Right, but
You
I've
played
been
2 events.
I've been busy. You know how much brain power I had to use playing Heads Up?
Not enough.
Taste.
Wow.
Out here
Yeah.
folding trips and shit.
Yeah, I made a bad fold.
Good run, though. Good run.
Yeah, we're proud of you, Landon.
Yeah, we are. You're off to like a
At
pretty
least
good
somebody
start.
is.
The guy you lost to beat the
Supreme leader.
yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
You pretty much just cash everything you play, right?
I did not cash the 5K freeze out.
That was it.
He just cashes everything we don't have a swap in.
And I swap with people who do better than me.
Yeah. Well, you're the swap king. So
Yeah.
What'd you cash for? A hundo?
75. It was a 3x min cash.
Okay.
It was the biggest bubble I ever played, like from a dollar EV perspective wise. Like a 200K heads up match, because after you win 75, if you win the next one type stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's not just straight dollars, right?
Right.
Some people see the bubble spots as only being the cash it's worth, but it's worth more because you get to still be in the tournament and play.
Sure.
Chance was like, is this the biggest bubble we ever played? I'm like, yeah. I've had higher equity spots though. He goes, this is like a 200K heads up match. I'm like, I hope it's 5. Let's just play, buddy.
200K?
You had a pretty tough road.
Real quick, let me keep going. He showered me on a swap before it started.
wow.
He showered me. I go, swap 2. He goes, no thanks. Like, all right, noted.
That's funny.
Wait, before the heads up match started or before the whole event
Before the
started?
event started.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
No, I had a tough bracket. You know,
I think the way I would approach those is once I got to the Sweet 16, I would just swap progressively more each round. Like I would start by swapping 5 on the bubble with whoever I was playing and then go like 10-10.
yeah. If you have that much of yourself left to swap, sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I
That's
would
what
have all
Kevin did
myself.
last year. Kevin got 4th, but ended up swapping with Vogelsang and Dan. And Vogelsang won his round, and Dan won it all.
Yeah.
So he had a piece of everybody.
That's how you
Everybody
do it.
wins.
Yeah.
It was Dan and Vogelsang heads up last year.
Yeah.
Wow. The match
Because it was
match
Dan-
we've all been waiting for.
Dan
Fucking
versus
pickleball
Dario
Dan.
and Vogelsang versus Kevin.
Yeah.
Was
And
that
they,
the infamous tanking?
they had shot
Yeah,
clocks
yeah,
this
yeah.
time. This time
I know. I saw that. That was great.
Oh,
right?
it was
Nice.
20 seconds pre-flop, 30 seconds post-flop with 6 time extensions.
Did you feel rushed at all?
I didn't.
No.
But at the same time, when you realize that someone else has 30 seconds in time extensions, you also share their time too.
Sure.
If you're using the time appropriately.
Yeah.
So if you make like a snap decision on the river, it's not really a snap decision if the other guy took 50 seconds.
Right.
Because you
Right.
should be thinking while they're thinking.
Exactly.
Right. I was in a Twitter space, I don't know, a week and a half ago or so.
God, the Twitter Spaces,
All right.
man.
I don't miss them. I got to tell you, I haven't been in one. I'm detoxed from Twitter spaces.
I was
way too much going on.
I had a
way too busy.
penalty if I was in a space during Scoop.
Well, your penalty was actually Espen's penalty.
It was Espen and Bowie's, yeah.
Yeah.
They would have to pay money to Patrick if I was in a space.
Yeah. Smart.
They had to pay money to Patrick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Landon doesn't care about money, but he cares about his friends. So rather than Pads taxing Landon, which he'd just be happy to pay and be in the space, he taxed his friends instead and guilted him. It's
Look-
genius, really.
Look.
It's the best workaround I've ever heard.
Do not use this against me as manipulation tactics.
It's not manipulation. It's just smart.
Yeah, that's a really good.
I'm
one.
telling you, don't
Let
do
him
this
cook.
to
I
me.
want to know how Bowie and Espen got on the hook for this.
They just accepted it.
Yeah, this is wild. Like, Pads is just out there making free money. Like, it could have worked out the other way where, like, he was the one who had to pay. No, he was just like, my idea, my cash.
He's the master man with the master plan, you know?
Yeah.
He was the first one to say it, so we got it. Yeah, but bracket was great in the sense of, like, personal experience, but terrible from Dollar EV perspective.
Was it, though?
Playing Dan Smith, playing Chidwick, then playing Chance.
I mean, Chance and Dan aren't heads-up specialists.
No, but they're very good at poker.
Sure, but there were way worse draws, I would think.
It's one of these interesting things in the 25K heads up because shallow stacked, no ante is way different than MTT heads up with the ante.
There's no ante?
There's no ante.
No.
Oh, that's
ante, yeah.
so brutal.
There's no ante, so you're actually allowed to fold like 15% on the button.
Oh, so you
Chance
don't-
did not fold a button.
No, of course not. So you guys don't do as much limping?
You do at shallower depths.
Yeah, yeah,
like
but-
I started playing limp strats at 30. You can start playing them at 50 if you want. But at the same time, the EV gain is relatively negligible,
Yeah.
all intents and purposes. But at the same time, if someone's not ISOing enough, you're going to make some money.
Yeah. yeah.
Or at the same time, people fold pre versus raise.
I mean, it's such a small sample size. Like, what is even ISOing enough? You
It's
know?
hard to tell, right? You can never
Yeah.
really know. I guess the way you
It's just
can
like they're
tell.
going to get a few mixed candidates and they might play them a little too passively. How much did you really gain?
Well, you can gain a lot if they don't ISO appropriately in the sense of the sizing they choose. If they only ISO 3x versus a limp,
Yeah.
you're printing by limping.
Yeah. I
Right? If
see.
they're ISOing by 5x, you're like, okay, limping doesn't get as good because they know this node.
Right.
You want to use bigger sizes in some spots.
Yeah.
And in the 25K heads up, it's easy to think that everybody in the field is a monster because they are at poker as a whole. But nobody's out here really studying that much 20 to 30 big blinds, no anti-limp check spots.
Yeah, they just don't come up enough.
They just don't come up enough,
Right.
and the EV gain is only for
Yeah.
this kind of tournament as a whole.
Yeah.
So everyone's time is spent elsewhere where it's basically who understands the mechanics of the game more and who can effectively operate.
Is this format still alive and well online, or is it kind of dead? I know Bousquet and
Heads up, sit and goes?
Yeah, and Dan Coleman used to play heads up, sit and goes, heads up hypers a lot back in the day.
I mean, there's action at small stakes, but there's not action at high stakes.
Kind of just dead.
Yeah, like when I was doing some prep work for the heads up, I played like $10 sit and goes on WSOP just to get some spots in for pre-flop and ISOs. It's not about like playing X opponent.
Sure.
But yeah, the tournament itself is always so much fun, and you get to sometimes have conversations with people.
Always so. How many times have you played this event?
This is a 25K heads up. I played like 3 times. This is the second time I
What?
played this one, but Poker
played
Go had a
Poker Go
25.
That's right.
Lord.
Yeah, it's
That's
true.
when I jammed Ace 4 suited for 75 against Elias and
Yeah.
Ace King.
Are you going to?
got what you
Are you
deserve.
going to take a swing at the 25K high roller eight-handed?
Nah,
what
probably
I
just gonna
did
play
to-
the 1506 max.
Yeah.
Keep the ego in check.
It's so funny because the 25K 8 max has to be softer than the heads up. But I guess you can't really be.
No, it's
I don't-
25K. It's eight-handed.
I know.
I don't
Oh,
know,
they said
man.
6
I think
minutes.
I think the final 2 tables, like with ICM work, it's worth so much money, and people in the field have been playing tournaments for so long. And sure, do I know things? Yeah, but I'm also gonna fuck stuff up a lot, and it's worth a lot. Where could just play the 1506 max, you know, get a little bit better, and then do that.
Maybe be on social media a little bit while you're doing it.
Have some memes, you know, yeah.
Get a little bit of a pass on the
Mhm.
1500, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was a good event. You know, I can't complain with top 8. I can't complain. There are some spots, and gambling's an interesting thing where you can make mistakes and not get punished for it. Like a good example would be against Chidwick when we got shallower. I limp ace 4 suited for 30. He ISOs 3.5x, which you want to have 2 sizes. You want to have good hands and then a very polar range. So he goes with good hand range. And I jam, and I think to myself in game that ace 4 off is probably too much for 30. But in reality, it's not too much for 30. And ace 4 just does so well versus that range of good hands and does really poorly versus the range that calls you off. I jam, he has jacks, board comes trip queens, turn ace, river brick. And that's basically how he has like half a big blind after. And after that hand, I just look at I think to myself like, man, this really sucks to not have this mechanic down in a 25K, right? This is like a really big spot. Knowing these things is super important, and making this error it's not the best play. And you always want to be looking at making the best play, right? And sure, there's some spots to gamble more versus someone that's really, really good, but this isn't it with this hand class. Like if you're going to take ace 4 off and it mixes, just do that pure.
Sure.
Don't mess up your entire range type of thing. But yeah, that ended up working out. And then next match versus Chance, he limps 20. I jam ace 3 off, which is a good jam. He has ace 10 off, and I river a 3. So he's out.
Nice.
And then it's like, you know what? I'm okay with this one because I know that the way I played this hand is correct.
Get him out.
Get him out.
And then Chan played really great. He got Winter and then got Doug, nothing to say about that. And then
Could have been you, kid.
It could have been me.
Could have been you.
It was a tough match for me. It was a match where I'd RFI good hands. Like I'd raise queens, he'd fold pre. I'd raise jacks, he'd fold pre. In heads up, no limit, where you're not really folding pre much. He'd open, I'd 3-bet 9s, he'd fold pre. And that was kind of the extent of the good hands that I got. And then I had a lot of bluff catching spots where he's bluffing enough. And if you fold, you're just folding way too much. And he ended up having it. So, I mean, congrats to him. He played really, really well. And he was a heads up. He's a heads up guy for a while. And you could tell by the sizes somebody chooses on flops. He played great. And happy to see him win.
We were all rooting for the Landon versus Doug final. That would have been that'd have been pretty
awesome.
epic. I'd have been pretty drunk on the rail.
Would have liked to have seen him take you under his wing.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
I would have definitely said some inappropriate shit.
I let you down. I let everybody down. We'll be back, though.
That's all right.
We'll be back. I got time.
Yeah.
Nick didn't let us down, though.
Nick did not let us
That
down.
fucking pitcher is next level, man.
What a boss.
He really put the stud in 7-card stud.
Bro, look at the drip, dude.
I mean,
Look at this guy.
This is truly the only way to play a $1,500 stud final table.
This looks like a Card Player magazine picture.
This is the
Bluff
stuff legends are made of.
magazine picture.
This is truly the stuff legends are made of. He really brought out his Conor McGregor swag.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine any other way to be playing a mixed game final table where first is only 100K, and like you're about to go fire a 25K, a 50K, and a 250K next week. It's just like, bro, sit back and fucking enjoy yourself. You know, have a good time. Rack up some Player of the Year points. Maybe do a little work for your fantasy squad.
See, that's what I'm saying, Burke. If you just embrace these as, maybe it's just a lot. Go in there and have some fun. Don't think about the money. And then you can play more.
No, you can't play more.
Look how much fun he was having.
He played a 118-person field that was fucking $1,500 buy. That's a lie. It was bigger than that.
Yeah,
but
just
whatever. Like it was
300 for.
Yeah.
It was a small field.
It was not 300 for first.
No, there was 300 people.
Oh yeah.
It was a small field. Sometimes it's not about the money. It's about going playing some mixed games. Getting some reps in, and sometimes you get wins.
How many bracelets is that for Schulman?
4.
Number 4. All mixed.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a PLO. Yeah, PLO I guess counts as mix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say so.
PLO's in there.
You made your way down to the rail.
I did. I had to be there. I had to be there.
How long did the heads up match last?
Long time.
Yeah.
I was at the Horseshoe till 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
They played heads up for 4.5 hours.
They played for a long time.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
How? You only get so many big bets, man.
There was a spot where Nick had him effectively drawing dead, and when I say effectively drawing dead, he was not.
He had 5%.
Where he running paired when he had
running trips, I think.
Yeah, running trips. So he goes 10-10 to make a boat, and Nick had a straight,
right? Yeah.
And then the way it ended was the other guy had a straight plus flush draw, and Nick had 2 pair, and on the end, Nick picked up the card, the 10 of clubs, which was a card that he got the last time when he sucked out on him. So like he ended it with the 10 of clubs.
Amazing.
Yeah. Good storyline. Obviously couldn't be happier for him.
Yeah.
And he's not much of a guy to care about celebrations and stuff. And they're like, "Do you want to have a bracelet ceremony?" He's like, "Is it respectful if I say no?"
No, I think he's good.
Yeah.
I'm probably most impressed that cigar lasted the entirety of the final table. Final table in total was like what, 13 hours?
Maybe he had a few of them in his bag.
Oh,
It's
Like
for the
wow.
aesthetic, yeah.
yeah, it's for the look. You don't light it.
Right.
Landon
Just bite
doesn't know
it.
what that lyric comes from.
I don't.
Will
but
Smith,
it's
baby.
true.
Will Smith, baby. Yeah, man. Everybody out there looking like $1 million yesterday. The $1 million bounty was a huge success this year for a few reasons. Number one,
Beyond success.
Glance didn't pluck it.
Everybody's happy about that.
That's a huge.
He was in the mix, though. You
huge
saw he
win.
was in there.
Of course. Why wouldn't he make
Yeah.
fucking day 2 when only 5% of the field makes it?
Mm-hmm.
Who deserves it less? I saw a picture of him, Mike Hahn, and Dan Shack all waiting to pluck their bounties. It's like, Jesus Christ, this is disgusting. Goddamn billionaires out here trying to fucking take from the poor and give to the rich. But it was a huge success. They actually ended up getting 2 $1 million bounties, which is pretty massive. I wonder
It's crazy. It's so insane.
if that's the right play, though.
Why you think it
Instead
should
of
be?
spreading it out a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
There's
People
a
were saying
lot of
talking about
1Ks
that.
in there. $1 million can do a lot to those. But I like.
Well, I'm not thinking about that so much as, yeah, maybe you reduce the 1K bounty pool by like 20%, and suddenly you have like, I mean, $1 million divides up nicely between 10K and 250K.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know?
you could have added a bunch of 10Ks.
Probably get a couple dozen.
110,
I love the more
110Ks.
millions, but yeah, you're probably all right. Like,
Well, I don't think you want to add 100 10Ks.
There were no 10Ks for what it's worth.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you want to add some.
Yeah.
You could do like 10. So that's 100K worth. And then you could do like
2 more 25Ks.
another, yeah, 2 25Ks, a 50K, 100K.
100K.
What are your thoughts
One-
about adding
250.
like main event seats to it too? Good idea, bad idea.
I think bad idea.
bad
I mean,
idea.
'cause
I
you-
say,
buy
I
it.
say that because GG for their mystery bounties, they add seats to like the 10K global millions
Yeah.
for like the 1Ks and the 250s.
But they add it out of their pocket.
Mm.
You also
Wow,
have to
that
keep in
one-
out of
mind
the prize pool.
that people are changing their schedules. People have jobs. Like this might have been their one, big
Yeah.
tournament.
Well, it's
so to
whatever.
speak.
If it's free money, it's free money. But if it's coming out of the prize pool, then
Yeah,
that's
Right.
bullshit.
this is what happened to Joseph in the PSPC mystery bounty tour.
yeah.
He pulled the platinum pass
Oh,
because
yeah,
he was
yeah.
going to play a 25K.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, I'm going to play a 25K. But if he didn't play it or couldn't, I think that he does not get the cash value and it goes back into the prize pool.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I think they made that announcement.
Yeah.
But again, it was
But
it was
if it's
free
given,
money added.
If
Yeah.
it's
Right.
given by them, like why not,
Who cares?
right?
Right,
No one's going to
yeah.
be mad about
Right.
a free main event seat.
Right.
Yeah, no,
They'll make some
They could do
plans.
whatever they want.
So the guy that plucked I think it was the $500,000. I was standing right there, and Jeff asked him like, "How do you feel?" And he's like, "I can play the main event now."
A few
Amazing.
for maybe life.
Yeah, I mean,
Honestly,
that
you
was
could
pretty amazing.
play for another 50 years.
Yep.
It's a pretty nice spot to be in, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed the first guy getting plucked. I wasn't at the Paris yet.
First guy was emotionless.
I was there. Yeah. He.
His interview, I think we have it, is this is what not to do. I think whenever you just get fortunate enough to win a million. Not that there's a protocol to how to celebrate, but I think we all have to acknowledge the luck factor of pulling the million,
Right.
as opposed to like winning a tournament. Of course, there's luck factor in winning the tournament
I mean,
too.
it
But
was two out of 18,000 people that tried to do it. Well, 18,000 entries.
yeah. So I think it was like actually 2 out of like 500 or 400, something like that. But
Yeah, the chance of getting the
There were
million.
1,000 bounties.
It was 1,000, so the chance
okay.
of getting a million was 0.02%. 0.2%.
Okay.
That's a pretty big percentage.
yeah, can't believe you didn't fucking win it.
Kind of
man.
like sneakily, yeah.
It is.
It's like
I mean,
you make day 2, you have a 0.2 chance of winning $1 million.
Why not?
Maybe cook.
Yeah, why not?
or you can just pluck 15 1K bounties.
Yeah.
Seems unfortunate for, I'm assuming, Huni.
That was for Hooney.
Yeah.
First in the entire tournament, it's still $1 million, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First it's $1 million. Second's $500,000.
Wow.
Yeah, that's way too big of a gap.
Yeah. Well, they guaranteed $1 million, which I
They
thought
have
that
to. Well, they don't have
they
to,
didn't
but
have
they
to.
should.
They didn't last year. It was 750 last year.
Yeah, we
But
complained about it.
I thought with the amount of people that were in it that it would actually be over $1 million to first, and they wouldn't have to have a huge gap. But I guess not.
Well,
Just because it's only 700 going to the prize pool. Well, minus the rake. Yeah.
well, it would be worse if it was over $1 million. The gap.
No. I'm saying over $1 million to first.
Yeah,
Right.
it would
Yeah.
make the gap between first and second.
He was saying that
Worse.
He was saying
I
that
was
there's
saying-
so much money in the prize
'Cause there
pool
wouldn't have
that
to be a
second
big
place would have been
gap.
like 800.
Yeah,
First would have been
yeah.
1.1.
Right.
But I mean,
right.
like, you know, there still doesn't have to be a big gap.
Well, if you
Yeah, there doesn't have to be one regardless. It could be like 1,800,000.
Yeah,
It's,
you
it's
could-
right now it's only 12% the first. We definitely don't need it to be only 6% the second. You know?
yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess you'd have to make, you have to just flatten it out
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah, I mean, we've been
Yeah.
debating and arguing this for years now. I
Mhm.
think that everybody in the community would like to see it be a lot flatter.
Yeah. I mean, you only got your money back.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. You got like 1,060,
Yeah.
which I got 1,060.
Oh, I got that a
Cut
couple
my min
times.
cash in. We are not going over this summer. Let's go.
Nope, we're on the board. I went
Let's go.
3 for 4.
You
Or
did.
actually,
3
I
for
went
6.
I mean,
3 for 6.
For
Yeah,
what it's
still.
worth, technically you're not or you're not getting your money back, so to speak. When you min cash, you're still making
You're
money.
making money because of the bounty.
Yeah.
The 3.
So
Yeah.
it's still
it's
kind
like,
of a
it's kind
2x
of like
min
a,
cash.
Yeah. It's like 700.
Or I don't know what percent goes to the bounty, but
30%. So
okay,
300.
so it's like a 1.3x min
right.
cash.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I love that. I honestly loved the
was
tournament.
fun. It was
I loved the
great.
structure. I loved how they ran it. They did a really good job. That's a lot of fucking people.
so many people. They did a great job.
It was nice to see you guys bagging before midnight.
No, who the fuck bagged before midnight, all right? I
Oh,
didn't bag
Hunt.
shit.
Hunted.
It was before midnight.
Hunted.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it was like, so I think, yeah, it was like 12:15.
Yeah,
12:30.
right around midnight. But
Yeah.
that's
good.
Yeah, it's good.
But it starts at 10 a.m. That's why.
Mhm.
And like, even though I think there was a couple of extra longer breaks.
A few for the
But,
color ups because
yeah.
I mean, when you're trying to color up 6,000 people, it just takes a long time.
Yeah, it just happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was awesome. That was an awesome event. I'm excited to see what the next one looks like.
The 10K?
I don't know. The what?
There's
next?
there's a 10K mystery bounty. Did you not know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I think there was one last year too.
They're not going to get 18,000 people for that one.
How many do you think?
1,800.
Okay.
No, I'll take that.
I don't know if it was
Way under.
Yeah, way under because it's not multiple days, and
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
probably be like.
Do they consider it the
500.
Mystery Bounty Championship?
Yeah.
500. I bet I'd take over on 500.
10Ks don't fly. Maybe. I don't
People
know. Depends
love
on the
mystery.
time.
Mystery.
They love the mystery bounties, man.
Yeah.
It's the right now it's the most popular form of tournament poker, I think.
I mean, that field was just fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, everybody was having fun. It was just like a whole nother vibe.
This was the biggest, largest 1K field of all time.
Sick.
Makes
Those
sense.
hallways were a nightmare, though.
Wait a
They
minute.
weren't even that bad.
Oh my God,
I
are you
didn't think
kidding?
they were
When you're
that
in-
bad.
when you're in
Kidding?
They
Ballard-
No
smelled
way.
so bad.
They
that
smelled bad.
The BO
Yes.
lingered over to Bellagio.
When you're in
I
Bally's,
put in the group chat. I said I'm walking through the hallway. It smells like I'm in a locker room.
yeah, when you're in Bally's,
Do people do not shower? I don't understand.
when you're
Shower
in
and put some deodorant on, people. Let's go. What are we doing?
when you're in Bally's and there's like that, you have a 20-minute break and everybody's walking out. There's no, it used to be open on, like, the smoking area used to be open there, so you can just like walk outside right there.
Yeah.
But they didn't open anything there. So now everybody's going through the hallways and it takes like fucking 7 minutes to get out.
Yeah.
Pretty
I
annoying.
wasn't. This was in Horseshoe Side.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was fortunate enough not to play on the Horseshoe Side at all. I was on Paris every time, so I kind of just, as soon as break was hit, I just quickly went out and went right into actual Paris casino.
I always find it funny seeing the people walk from Bally's or Horseshoe to Paris.
Yeah, because it's way less smoky and it's just nicer and yeah.
So we got those interviews or what?
You're talking about the emotionless fella?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was not sent. I do not have that.
What about the emotional fella?
The emotional fella?
What about any
Indeed.
fella?
Let us see some emotion.
Yeah, we want to see some emotion. We want to see someone be happy when they win $1 million.
That's how you celebrate.
Honestly, I think that was tame. Like, if I pulled that, I literally would be doing laps around
same.
around the
Same.
entire area.
I did
I
laps.
would be running up and down the aisles, tripping over shit,
The
skinning my knees up,
tortoise going fast.
breaking an ankle. Don't care. I'll get it fixed. I got $1 million.
I ran around when I plucked the 25K.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Well, you ran around because you got that bottle of bourbon with it.
It was
The
also
25K
your,
was nothing.
It was also your only 25K at the time, so
Yeah.
it was pretty meaningful 25K.
and
It's true.
that might have been the biggest bounty, right? Was that
It
the
was
biggest
the
one?
biggest
Yeah,
bounty.
it was the yeah. Was it Orleans?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you pluck a 25K mystery bounty at Orleans, you should be.
I'm up so much money in that fucking building. It is absurd. I won
Why don't you
multiple
just play there all
tournaments there.
summer? Like, don't even go to Venetian. Don't go to Wynn. Don't
I
go to
mean,
Paris.
like-
just hang out at Orleans, and you'll be rich.
Orleans
You'll
ambassador.
be Orleans rich.
Orleans
I will
is
say I got to give him a lot of credit. He managed to keep up the shtick for the audience sake, in spite of the fact that when he peeled the number back, it was a 1 comma.
Yeah. Unless you didn't even realize.
Well, I mean, you're up there sweating for $1 million. I think you know what you're looking for.
I don't know, man. If I'm that nervous,
Maybe.
I think I might.
I was like, when I saw that, I was like, wait, hold on. Don't you know you have $1 million already?
Yeah. Once you see the comma, you
Once you
should
see
know.
the one, you know.
Now you have to muster up some sort of response,
That's
in
pretty
spite of
good.
the fact that you already suppressed your happiness.
That's
Man,
awesome.
I feel like I might have been like the first guy. Be like, oh, I gotta fucking pay taxes on this. God damn it. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, taxes.
What a burden. This is brutal.
Isn't that like already built into your psyche when you sit down at the table day one, level one,
No.
to know that like, well, if I pluck this $1 million bounty, I'm gonna have to pay taxes on it.
There are things that become problems if they happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought this was pretty cool that he gave everybody a free roll that was sitting at his table.
Yeah, that was
That
awesome.
was super nice.
Yep. Give everybody $1,000.
It,
Really cool.
It's super nice, but also like super unnecessary.
No, definitely unnecessary.
Right?
Don't need
It's
to
like-
do that at all. But
Well,
I mean, it's just a nice
it's like
gesture.
one of those gestures that obviously is so genuine and thoughtful, but at the end of the day doesn't really accomplish all that much. Like, it's the idea of like leaving, like you win the main event, right? You leave 100,000. It's like, oh, I feel really good about myself. I just left a fucking luxury vehicle as a tip. And then you realize that it works out to like $10 per dealer.
Yeah, well, that's different. I
Or
mean,
$100
everyone's
bucks per
different,
dealer.
yeah.
everybody
per
with
dealer.
$1,000 in their pocket can actually do something with it.
Wait, you were talking about everybody at his table, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm just salty because Blair Hinkle was there, and it's like, why isn't Pro like getting gifted $1,000
Hold
on the
on.
spot?
Not even that. They're still in the fucking tournament.
Yeah, they're all
They're
guaranteed
making money.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. One
Listen,
of those
man,
guys might win
the
$1
guy,
million.
the guy won $1 million. He was
Well, he
feeling
won
generous.
$1,025,000. He actually did the impossible and got
Yeah.
back-to-back gold chests.
He wasn't the only
Jesus.
one.
Really?
No, it happened like early, like super early. When they first started pulling the bounties, someone gets back to back and got 25.
Man, I'm gonna be honest.
Still, it's $50,000. It's great, but
the
like,
deflation in everyone else in the room when they saw both million bounties gone was palpable.
Yeah, it's
could
got to
see-
feel pretty bad.
What else is there to play?
Everybody starts trying really, really hard all of a
they-
sudden.
half the bounties went without a million being pulled. So it was like,
Yeah,
like, oh, every time you see one not being that million, your equity just keeps going up and up and up and
It's
up.
kind
and
of
up.
interesting because once it gets plucked, your strategy has to change pretty significantly.
Oh yeah,
The average size of the bounty goes way down.
of course.
The bounty dollars are worth less. Like
Yeah.
per bounty.
Yeah.
It's quite amazing how much anti-sweat goes on when somebody walks up on that stage.
It got up to almost I think it was almost 10,000 bounty. Or equity was worth about 10,000
Yeah.
a bounty at one point before the first million got pulled.
Yeah, I think the more I think about it, the less I like that they made a second $1 million bounty, right? Because think about it, they're taking a third of the prize pool, and they're basically creating 2 first places.
Yeah.
For everybody that is within the remaining 5% of the field that has a shot at it.
And I guess 3 first places. Oh, I see what you're saying. Got it.
Right. So it's like if we were just looking at that as a separate prize pool, the payout would never be 2/3 of it
I
goes
mean,
to 2 spots.
We complain about top-heavy structures. This is the toppest heavy structure.
No,
Right,
no,
yeah,
no, it's not. They should have just made one $2 million bounty.
I mean, honestly,
That's my boy. There you go.
it's not really a huge
Don't try to
difference.
gamble.
Oh man, no, yeah, I get it, but like, listen, man, they're running these mystery bounties are for show. It's like for the show.
Well,
right?
yeah, for now, but like
Right.
just like anything, it gets adopted into the mainstream community and becomes a staple event. Like how it affects the players playing is the most important aspect,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you can
So
have
it's
the
like-
gamble and the strategy.
Yeah, like when tournaments first began, they paid fucking 50% the first, and then realized that's not sustainable, right? And then it became like 30% the first, and then that became unsustainable, and eventually like it came to where it is now, where large fields are only paying like 10% the first, 15 to 17% of the fields being paid. Like it becomes a lot more of a evenly distributed.
Yeah, and I mean that might happen in the future, but I think maybe they were a little shocked at the actual number of entries to this thing.
There's
and then
definitely a way, right?
they were like, well, we got all this extra money. You know what? Let's just make another million.
Well, I guess there's the problem at hand is let's just make another million versus how does this affect the
I'm
prize
not
pool in a way
saying
that
that-
everybody like wins more or
yeah.
a bounty is worth more.
Right.
I'm sure
Yeah.
more thought went into it than just that. But
I kind of like that idea though. Like, fuck it, we
yeah,
ride.
you know what? Let's just.
I don't know that it's much deeper than that.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, it's
I
just
think
good marketing.
WSOP
It is-
Nation.
It is good.
Let's
That's what I mean.
ride.
It's good marketing and like yeah, sure. Like maybe it's not the best for the ecosystem, but maybe it is because it's just people see that. Oh wow, I can win $1 million. Oh well, now I have 2 chances to win $1 million. Oh, next year I'm definitely getting in this thing. Like it's just like it might bring more people in the long run.
Making the event larger isn't necessarily
Well-
reflective of what's best for the ecosystem.
No, that's true. But large fields are
There's
always-
ways to keep the lottery aspect real while also allowing more people to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. You want the money, even as an operator, you want the money to be as close to evenly distributed as possible. If it were up to you, you would run tournaments and then stop halfway through and give everybody double their money
Yeah, of course.
and just like send them all on their way.
On your
Right.
bikes.
I don't get that reference.
I mean, Tony
I know
G
it's a
is
Tony G reference. I just don't remember. Was it like a Stars Cash game or something?
No, it was with Ralph Perry.
Okay, I know
Where-
Ralph Perry well.
He called King Jack.
Mm-hmm.
He was, you called with King Jack? Like, this is a disgrace to the game.
Oh.
On your bike. On your bike.
And it was like a cash game or
It was
something.
a tournament.
Oh, okay,
It was a tournament. It was deep in a tournament. He's like, you call me with King Jack? You're a disgrace to the game.
I saw Ralph lurking at the Bellagio the other day. They were trying to lure him into the 100-200 game. Like, Ralph, come on over.
There it is.
Wow.
Like
Pulled
the
that
best
up quick.
part. The best part
Guapo
is when he
just
wins
pulls
and
that right up.
screams. The best part is just get out Russian.
Needs a king or a jack?
Well,
Here it is.
we're demonetized.
That's all right.
Yeah! Yeah, baby! Come on, Russian, get out. It's time to go. Yeah! Look at this. Look how he's doing. Look how he's playing. Look how ugly this is. You're a professional player and I can do this to you. You're a terrible player. This is disgraceful. I
does
want
he
bring
not
the
got
Russians
punched?
on. Bring more Russians on. I'm here to get them all. You play that as bad as you can. Your career is finished. You are gone. Gone. Gone.
Damn. Oh, it's the Phil hand. It's the catch game hand of on your bike. That's what it is.
All right, so if we weren't demonetized then,
That was still worth it.
Damn.
Get it
Poker
done,
Express
Guap.
comes after us,
Tony has so many clips. I got it mixed up. There's get out Russian.
You know, I've
there's on your
played a
bike.
fair amount with Tony G, and I'm gonna say something that maybe is
Unpopular
a
opinion.
little unpopular, maybe a little shocking to the audience. But in spite of what you see in these clips, he is a mega nit, like one of the nittiest I've ever come across.
Man.
He folded aces to 1 bet versus airball.
Oh, on your bike is when Tony lied to Phil about looking at his hand. You remember
Oh,
this?
yeah.
It's poker, Phil.
Yeah.
You believe me?
That I actually do remember.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Of course I lied. Of course. So good.
Man. Well,
Legend.
while we're at it, if you're looking for some additional value, did you know that WPT Global is trusted by millions of online poker players in 60 plus countries and has the world's largest pool of recreational players? As an Only Friends podcast fan, you can get a deposit welcome bonus of up to $1,200 and a free Sunday Slam tournament ticket. Just use code Berkey at sign up. You guys can click the link in the description below or hit hashtag WPT Global in the chat to bring up the link. So anybody in a qualifying country, use sign up code Berkey. You'll be able to get up to a $1,200 deposit bonus as well as a free Sunday Slam tournament ticket. Have that to look forward to.
Amen.
I haven't gotten the chance to play on there yet. I haven't had an off day.
Speaking of giving away
Speaking of
things,
off days.
we're giving something away this Friday, right? Who are we giving away? We know
I
yet?
haven't decided yet.
Hmm.
Who's left? Me, Landon, and Conrad?
You, Landon, and Connie.
Who are we giving away?
The tag team partnership. You remember? Got to be a member though.
Man, this is gonna get expensive.
Okay, remind
1,
me.
2, 3, 4, 5 plus Hunt is 6.
Yeah,
That is $6,000.
six big
We're
ones.
gonna need like I don't know, 12,000 of you to sign up for membership.
Easy.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Wait
I
a
did my
minute.
math wrong. I need 1,200 of you to sign up for.
Hey,
No, we'll take
membership.
12,000. That's
yeah,
fine.
we'll take 12,000.
Yeah.
So the idea is we're giving away playing with one of us in the tag team.
Correct.
Oh, you haven't been here. We already gave away a bunch of seats.
You see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lamanna has his partner.
I got
so
my
does
partner.
Guapo.
Guapo's
That's
got
right.
his. Hunt has his.
Hunt has his.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
3 big winners already.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Got 3 more.
got 3 more in the chamber.
It's gonna be fun.
I got to start thinking about Berkey questions.
I got a few.
Yeah, I think I got a couple too.
God, the questions for me, Berkey, and Landon are probably going to be the best.
They will be. Yes.
Actually,
The callbacks really are infinite.
Yep.
Oh no, Chauncey.
I can't believe Guapo
Wow.
tortillas.
Oh, the turkey.
God, I'm so mad about that.
Bro fumbled.
It was a
Bro
freebie.
fumbled on the tortilla.
Yo, I said, how does Guapo get paid? A, Bitcoin. B, cash. C, tortillas. Or D, strippers. I don't think I said strippers, but
Something like that.
it wasn't picked.
Yeah,
Tortillas
went
wasn't picked.
He went
Said
with
Bitcoin.
I
He
believe.
went-
Yeah.
I was real sad
He was
about
going
it.
with like a serious, like he's like, well, they don't actually
It's
pay
like
him
the,
in tortillas. But they don't.
There was this player for the Seahawks that want to get paid in Bitcoin.
There were many players.
there's a couple
Yeah,
of them.
I
It's like
think
hashtag pay me in Bitcoin.
I think ODB took Bitcoin
Yep.
on his Rams contract.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It might have been for fucking FTX.
Oh,
Now
boy.
that I think about it,
Oh, boy.
I wonder
Uh-huh.
if Landon knows what I did for 20 years prior to joining the Solve for Why pod.
Oh,
What did
you
I
mean
do,
work,
Landon?
like bartending?
There it
you go.
is.
He
All
knew it,
right.
yeah.
Okay, impressive.
Bro, we talk
Mhm.
about this all the time.
Okay, yeah.
You mean you
We
didn't
li-
think he was a landscaper?
yeah, it's fucked up.
That was one of the options.
That was fucked
That was
up.
one of the options.
It's messed up, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, landscape.
To be fair, I made up the question, so
It is funny that the
Don't
whole.
say that.
I saw. So
It's
I was
funnier.
standing in the payout line when I busted the mystery bounty.
Congrats on the cash. Humble
Thank you.
brag.
Thank you. And I saw a fan of the podcast. Shout out to Mario. And he said, I'm a big fan of the podcast. And he goes, yeah, I saw Guapo earlier here. He's like, I walked up to him. I was like, what's up, Mexican?
I actually wasn't gonna bring this up, but I was like, either this guy's a fan or he's incredibly racist. I'm literally walking to the bathroom and he shouts across. He's like, "What's up, Mexican?" And I just turn around and I'm like, "Oh, thanks for supporting the pod." I'm like,
Oh, God. No,
Please.
dude. He's just a huge fan. A huge fan of the pod.
He was decked out in Texas Longhorn stuff.
Yeah, for sure. He
This is all your
looked
fault, Guapo. You perpetuate this, and then
I'll take responsibility.
and then we're the gringos that get canceled.
Yeah. Guapo.
man.
Stop getting this canceled, bro.
My bad.
Unbelievable.
Did you need a tortilla? I got a couple downstairs.
I'm good right now.
Yep.
They're gonna come for us, man.
Yeah, the love for the pod is actually pretty
Oh
sick.
man, for sure. I took my first picture with Conrad. So I saw a fan come up.
You're a fan of
You
Conrad?
didn't know that person, did you?
Oh, yeah. I know her.
Oh, you knew her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
play with her plenty of times.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, and she saw Conrad, and then I come walking up. She's like, "Oh, I got to get a Sulfur White pick." And we grabbed the pick. It was cool.
I gotta tell you, my first day at the World Series started off on a high note. I walk in, getting ready to go get my parking pass, get all the shit done that you gotta get done before you go play the 25K 6 max. And I walk over.
Sick tournament.
It was a sick tournament. Walk over to the fast track, get registered, picture, take a picture with somebody. Cool, no big deal. Walk into my seat, somebody else stops me, picture. Cool, no big deal. Great. Get into the tournament. I get seated with Ike, Makita, Yuri, Hendricks, and
Off table.
Brewer.
Sick tournament.
And then, you know, they move Brewer, Lewis comes, like I'm just, you know, it's a high roller, and I'm getting sat with high rollers. So then I get moved to a table with me, Danny, Chidwick, and Darkus. So it's just the four of us. And I have like starting stack. I've never felt like more of a fraud in an event before in my entire life.
Yeah, so you actually registered with imposter syndrome.
Right.
Who's Danny?
I have Chidwick.
Daniel Rizai.
Rizai, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have Chidwick to my immediate left, and
That guy's so fucking good.
as I give him a walk out of sheer fear,
Fear walk.
a guy shouts from the rail, "Berkey, congratulations on airball. Can I get a picture?" I'm like,
That's
not
so
now,
amazing.
Chief.
That's so great.
Not now.
I'm getting wrecked.
I'm out of the zone.
You're out of your element, Donnie. You're out of your element.
I had to like slumber my way over there and pretend like this wasn't the worst, most awkward like occasion of my life. Because it's one thing. It's like whenever you're just like out and about and you represent.
Meandering.
Yeah, you represent some level of like poker celebrity to the casual fan. Like it's no big deal. But when you're in an event of like people that you think are just way better at the game than you are, and they're
then they
asking
pluck you out?
yeah, they're
Yeah.
asking for you. It's just like, come on, man, not now.
Berkey's like,
This is
catch
so
me at the
embarrassing.
Bellagio, man.
Right.
I'll take pictures at Bellagio.
All right. This is a good one then. So I'm leaving. I end up seeing Cole Poison sitting in the bar with his friends, and we're just talking about the mystery bounty. And then someone comes up and says, "Oh, hey, Landon, big fan of the podcast. Can I take a picture?"
Nice.
And Cole Poison looks at him and goes, "You know I have infinite more earnings than this fucking kid." And then I look at Dan and I say, "You know what? Let me do you one better. Dan, can you take this picture for us?"
Listen, it's not about the earnings. It's about the pocket. It's about the content we create, right? Look, you want to look at my hand in mob? Like, listen. It's
Don't
not
do
great.
it.
Right, yeah.
Don't look at it.
You know, we're here for the people.
You know, I'm shocked more people don't want to get a picture with Cole Poise. Is, you know, fun-loving and sweet of a human entity.
And kind, and how much he
Kind
loves
and-
taking pictures of people
Yeah,
anyways.
super photogenic.
He's honestly one of my favorite Twitter followers.
He looks like fucking Pigpen from Charlie Brown with stink lines coming up off his
He
head.
called me Shrek once. I called him a walking abomination. I knew he'd laugh. He'd like that one. He starts going with the angles too. He goes with like the vertical and then the horizontal. I'm like, you're doing great, Dan.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
knew you were such a photographer at heart?
the Vegas pig. He's out in the mix.
TVP.
He's out in the
Man.
mix. Have you
But,
guys?
yeah, we
go
love
ahead.
this. We love to support. You know, I've heard so
Oh, we
much.
definitely
Like,
love the support.
man,
It's
like
awesome.
big fan of the podcast. Like, we're so like. I love that you guys have like these takes on this stuff, and we can tell that you guys genuinely like each other as people, and it's not like an artificial sort of mess. And it's nice, you know, it's nice to be able to give back and provide the community some value every day, and especially during the series time. Like series
Yeah.
time last year podcast was amazing. Every
Right,
day
yeah.
there's something's going on. There's always some sort of gate happening, and we get to talk about it.
Yep.
And people are like, oh, what are they going to say about this gate this
Yeah,
time? And it's fun to kind of have that platform.
Well, there is a
Yep.
potential gate going on right now,
What-
so
what
to
now?
speak. I don't know if there's any truth to this. I reached out to Tommy, the tournament director at Venetian, to see if he had any insight, and I didn't hear back from him. But Boski tweeted yesterday that he's heard the following from multiple reliable sources, that allegedly, if any poker tournament at the Venetian has an overlay, the dealers then have to pay for it. So, for example, if it's a $100K guarantee and the final prize pool was $75,000, $25,000 is taken out of the Venetian poker room dealers' pockets for that day. Apparently, according to law, the lowest this can decrease the dealer's hourly is to $6 per hour. Obviously, historically, poker rooms take the loss themselves. I don't know what sources.
Somebody DM'd me this maybe a few months ago,
Okay,
and I kind of just like,
brush it off.
yeah.
It sounds ridiculous.
It seems like the-
Yeah, it's just
sorry.
not a thing.
It just seems like the dealers would go public with this,
Right.
if that were the case. But I could see a world where, like, I don't want to completely dismiss it because I think the way that the tournaments work, and any of you dealers out there, you feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they sign for their downs, and they're guaranteed like X dollars per down. Like that's their hourly. But I'm not sure how much of that is predicated upon the tips, like factored in, or the sorry, not the tips. The
percentage is taken from the actual entry fee.
Right.
Yeah.
And if it's like 100K guaranteed, then maybe that washes against the fees. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem like this is something that could legally be done.
Yeah, and if this was true, like, why is it the dealer's money that you're like? How would you justify saying, okay, we're gonna take this from the dealers? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
If this was true, why isn't every dealer at the Venetian just go over to the WSOP for the summer?
Well, the thing is that when was the last time they missed a guarantee, right? So like, it could be just true in theory.
We
haven't seen it in practice.
Well, I wonder with like the poker steps, didn't they miss guarantees?
Yeah, that was ages ago. So that might have been like where.
Look. There's a lot of things that are true in theory and bad in practice.
That's facts.
Take that from me.
Like jamming ace-5 suited.
In the 1K last night, I opened under the gun 8 off 60 with ace-5 of clubs, a low jack 3 bets, button cold calls. I have 60. I have ace-5 suited. What can I do? A jam.
I called him an asshole.
Low jack calls, has queens, river ace. Matt looks at me and goes, "You are such an asshole.
Get on your bike."
We were talking about dealers at the Venetian, and he found a way to squeeze in ace-5 suited for 60.
Look, I find a way. You got to find a way. Dude, somebody in the Tournament of Champions 4-bet jammed ace-5 suited on someone, looks at me and goes, "This was for you." This was like the most proud, I was like the most proud dad moment of my entire life. It was great.
Oh, man.
You got to be the change you want to see in the world, man.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. If you want the GTO aces to start getting their money in the middle more often, you just have to be the one to promote people to stick it in with the ace-5 suited.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not punting if it's good.
Well,
things in theory and practice. Remember?
Define good.
That's a hard question.
Speaking of defining good, does anybody on earth run worse than Chris Brewer?
Oh,
dude,
poor guy.
Not only is he millions running millions below EV, but he gets in kings versus queens to end the fucking match versus Polk in the final 4, and then has to suffer this victory lap.
On the topic of quite strong, gentlemen, we've got 2 queens pre-flop for Doug and 2 kings for Chris. And if this comes under queen high on this eventual board, things could get very interesting very quickly.
Doug definitely giving this real consideration, but I think that in the back of the mind he's like, we're definitely raising here. And he's just trying to figure out if there's a reason he shouldn't. And I think Brewer's going to find himself in a very similar spot. It's reasonable to consider, well, let's trap my aggressive opponent. Let's see if we can just avoid the ace-high flop and just call with my kings like I would with a whole lot of other hands. Suited connectors, suited broadways.
Roughly 120 big blinds deep apiece coming into this one. Brewer has Doug covered. Now he jams, and Doug makes the call.
Queens versus kings. We have queens, yeah.
Brewer quickly asking you got aces. You can tell the guys run into aces a lot.
Yeah, exactly. That was PTSD on full display, boys.
Brewer not used to the heads-up environment where queens is just absolutely thrilled to put in their money here.
Don't think about it. All right, easy.
So it thought.
I won't think about it.
This could be some pretty quick matches. It's even got the suits covered and everything.
Well, these 2 trains were headed in the same direction on the same track. Should I say opposite directions? You know what I'm getting at. The collision was imminent.
Queen on the river. Curious
7.
to see Brewer's reaction.
7.
Why would you put such things into the atmosphere?
Just queen only.
5 on the turn doesn't make anything interesting, and Brewer just needs to fade the 2 outer to punch his ticket into the finals.
That's a man who knows a queen's
Oh
coming.
my God!
Jesus.
Fucking God! I'm pretty impressed he ran so long.
Decent high step.
Oh, there you
Now
go.
that's what I would have done if I plucked the $1 million bounty. That's what I would have done.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
in a 25K.
That was barely
I
a
roll her heads
300K
up.
queen. Maybe only like a 100K queen.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
More than that, right? Because second was 313, first was 500.
Yeah,
so
but what was fourth?
fourth was 193.
Okay, so it's, maybe splitting the difference.
A little more, considering.
At most a 300K queen, but his EV isn't obviously winning the tournament. It's less, so probably like a 200K queen. He hits a 200K queen,
It's an
does a fucking
expensive queen.
victory lap. Yeah, it's an expensive queen. It's not $1 million bounty.
Was he doing the Happy Gilmore riding the bull?
It's a good it's good content though. It's good
That's
content.
right, Happy. Riding the bull, feeling the flow,
Working it.
working it.
Man, you got to feel for Chris. But I guess
I mean, it's comical at this point. I'm sorry. Like, I hope he never leaves poker because I need to live for this.
right, there's we all know how variance works, and there's the survivors and non-survivors, and
Yeah.
somebody on that big prime dope graph is going down.
Listen, Chris is a very intelligent man. He's very good at the game. He will be wealthy one way or another. I need his pain. I need it as a fan, as a content creator myself. I need the Chris Brewer
You
pain.
remember Bad Luck Brian as a meme? It's now Bad Luck Brewer.
Yeah. This is true.
Man.
That's fucked up.
Honestly, though, from like the strategy standpoint with queens there, it looks like, it just has to go all in pre. But in reality, queens definitely mixes some traps pre. Nothing changes post, right? But you do get to mix in some traps, and you want to jam 10s more than queens because you want to protect the pair equity of 10s more than the queens. So you flip it. But it's mostly a 4-bet just get in from Doug, which he knows, and definitely mixed for it as he likes to do. And then Chris with kings, I think, is mostly going to be a jam. Like you flat sometimes, like just to protect and fade the ace high board. But Doug also is the kind of guy that likes to go for it with the offsuit with the suited bluffs. Like Doug showed a queen deuce in a 4-bet bluff in a 4-bet pot. I think he had like a queen 4 in some spots because you know that these high low suiteds are good for it. So there is more EV also in flatting as well to kind of keep his range wider. But I mean, what can you do? I mean, pain.
Then
Pain.
That's the forecast for today.
The Mamacitas came through
So
for
much
Doug.
pain. They did. From the heavens.
Yeah.
What do you guys got between now and tomorrow?
between now and tomorrow, maybe a little online,
Just mixed events today at the
yeah,
series,
well,
right?
we got a couple friends in the 5K. Got Matt Hunt with like top 5 chip stack.
Yep.
And we got Mr. Brent Hanks with an above average stack.
Wow.
So,
Same table.
Are they
really?
really? Are they really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Hunt texted me today. He goes, do you have any reads on Brent Hanks?
He did go hard on you for that Doug stuff.
Damn.
Who?
Hanks, remember when you guys had the whole content discussion?
Yeah.
You can give him a couple things.
You think?
I just replied and I said, imagine a washed up 20-year vet who hasn't played tournament poker in years. I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
You didn't lie.
Nailed it.
Fair statement.
I was like pre-Black Friday goat. He's like helpful.
So you're saying he's in a 3 to 5?
No. Brent was never the 3 to 5 camp. He was the look. We flat where we came from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Flat call, Gavin Smith.
We were a very much flat call house. We like to see 3.
Black call.
I was the 3 to 5 guy. I was the 3 to 5 to 7.
7.
The fact that you guys even had 7 bets free is
3, 5, 7.
We were creative back then, man.
I
we
mean,
did some
creative
shit.
or
A lot of clicking going on.
Clicky, yeah.
I
I mean, it's kind of funny that you guys are actually right in
Yeah.
certain spots.
Yeah.
Where like you just say you have aces or not aces.
Yeah.
But when you take Jack 4 off and do it, then
Well, we didn't do it with Jack 4 off. Mormon might have did it with Jack 4 off.
Mitty might have done it. With
Chris Oliver might have did it with Jack 4 off.
Yeah, I heard some of the stories where
Kevin
Mitty
Saul.
would make FTs online.
I
And
was a 6-9 suited kind of guy.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Day off for me.
Day off for you, Jim, and then maybe Bellagio for me.
There you go, Jim.
I've gotten bumped down the list, so I don't know.
How? You keep fucking donating.
I know.
Wow.
Well, because I keep losing in
Yeah, that's
games that I just shouldn't even be in.
You
like-
getting wrecked?
Like the games are okay, but they're just like it's just all the pros. I'm getting in late at night, so it's all the pros. And it's dumb because I'm not even getting wrecked. I had one bad session.
Cope.
Well, I did. I had a session where I lost set over set for a big pot and flush over flush for a big pot, and I broke even.
Listen, man, I heard a hand where you called it back raise,
I didn't call. Oh yeah, I did call
Yes,
back
you
raise.
did.
and then you
Yeah, I
called
did.
down 3.
I didn't call down 3. I just checked jam flop. We were short. I didn't lose that much that session either. I almost got
Damn.
even. Yeah, you're right. I feel like this last session of just me running like ass was the penance for making some errors the 2 sessions before where I basically got even.
This is what I'm talking about when I say you make mistakes in gambling. Sometimes you're not punished.
Yeah, like I wasn't punished for 2 days in some pretty thin spots that I probably could have passed on. And then I just like lose a 60K pot where I get check raised for like pot and a half on Queen Jack 8, 2 hearts where I have King 10 of hearts. And it's just like, okay, what are we doing here, man?
Tough one.
I almost should.
What do you end up having? It wasn't a set, right?
No, it's nuts.
Oh, so you're just running it live versus like straight?
We didn't even get it in. We were so deep. I called 200 blinds on the turn and was still 700 blinds behind.
I see.
Or sorry, I called 100 blinds on the turn. Was still 700 blinds behind. I would
lot.
have rather got it all in. At least I could have chopped.
Run it twice. Maybe
Yeah.
win.
Maybe win one.
Maybe win both.
No, we lost the first one for sure.
Yeah.
That I can assure you. I was there. It happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, might go play, might not, might take a day off. I really didn't get too much sleep. So gonna hit the gym. We got the 1500 6 max tomorrow.
You're in it?
I'm in it.
Let's go.
Let's
You're in
go.
it.
He's
I'm gonna play all the
back.
6 maxes.
Yeah.
Also, it has a better structure than the 3K 6 max, so how could I miss it?
You know what we're going to do today?
What?
Go Knights, go.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
that's right.
Go
Game
Knights,
two.
go. That's right. Game 2.
Honestly, I'm indifferent because I'm from Florida, you know, Panthers guy.
Yeah, I'm sure you're a huge
Where-
Panthers guy.
It's funny. I don't even know.
What does that even mean, man? If they were playing the Penguins, I would not be goddamn indifferent. I'll tell you that right
But
fucking
like,
now.
I'm not a hockey guy.
If they were playing
Yeah.
the Rangers, I wouldn't be indifferent either.
If they were playing the Penguins, I'd be indifferent.
What is wrong with you?
I just was never a huge hockey fan, so
Who
I was like
gives a
never
shit?
a big Penguin fan. I mean, I'm always root for him, but
You're
like
from where
That's
you're from.
Pittsburgh dynasty, Brian.
Yeah, how dare you?
Shame
hey,
on you,
You've
sir.
lost the R in your Yinzer.
get the fuck out of here.
You're
Yins.
fucking. You're,
I
you're,
got them decked out in fucking gear right now.
you're
man.
fucking Yins.
Kidding
Look,
me?
I'm not gonna lie.
This is what Danielle calls me all the time. She's
Yins.
like, "You stupid Yins." I'm like, "That's not a thing."
Yins and Yangs.
we say yins, and that's why it's yinzer.
Right.
He
but-
did have his iconic "Go Baby Go" moment on the podcast.
Go Baby Go.
He's a Yinzer for
But
life.
where do the Panthers play?
I want to say it's in Miami.
I have
No.
no idea.
Jacksonville, maybe?
No,
No.
Orlando.
It's
I have no idea.
I think it is Miami.
I don't know.
But like
seems
south.
seems like it could be Orlando.
It's weird that they have
No.
like okay, you have
South of Miami.
Like,
That's
why-
Cuba.
No, like
why
Why'd you say stop? That's true.
Why are they the
It's
Florida?
geographically true.
why are they the Florida?
That's true.
Panthers?
What the fuck do you think is south of
Is
Miami?
there nothing
It's the-
south of Miami?
Okay.
Yeah, the ocean.
All right.
Okay, it's in Sunrise, Florida, which is
South
Right
of
next to
Miami.
Sunset.
which is in Sawgrass by Sawgrass Mills.
Yeah.
Which is I'm zooming out.
I mean,
of
I
the
guess it
map.
makes sense. You don't want to be the
It's
the
by
sun,
Davy. It's by Davy.
yeah, the
Davy and
Sunrise
Weston
Panthers. That doesn't-
Plantation.
Okay.
Why is everything a fucking plantation in
I
Florida?
don't know, but can we agree there's nothing south of Miami except for
I need
Cuba?
to go look at a map.
I'm looking at the map now.
Guapo's over here judging me.
South of Miami is Key Biscayne.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
there's
places,
like-
Oh,
Keys?
it's the ocean.
There's the Florida Keys.
They're the Keys.
there's places
Is it,
south
wait,
of Miami.
isn't Key Biscayne part of the Bohemian Islands?
What?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not a. But then south of it is indeed
Water.
water.
South Beach is on the fucking water.
That's why it's a beach. Yeah,
yeah, that's
that's what makes
how
it a beach.
geography works.
You realize
win
South Beach is
again.
on like the west side though, right? Like, I mean the east side. And then there's like a tip that goes down.
Yeah.
What?
What a time to be alive, baby. Let's get out of here.
I don't even know what you're saying, man.
Whatever. We out of here. We will be back tomorrow. Berkey's going to play the 7-card stud today.
No, he's not.
God strikes again.
Before we get out of here, be sure to head over to PokerGo. Dankness is doing a new daily podcast over there called High Noon. It should have kicked off about 5 minutes ago. They should be underway, so be sure to check them out. They have some good reporting from the Paris floor, I believe, with Natalie Bode out in the field pulling people out of the events to talk to.
Do they start late like us?
No.
They're professional.
Yeah, they're professional.
Got it. We'll get there.
We'll see you guys tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. maybe.
Peace.
Peace.
Later.